All right. Good morning, everyone. I apologize for starting a little later today. It was really hectic. I bought, well, some of you are aware because I posted it on X. I bought a whole new setup, right? And this morning I decided that I wanted one of my screens in a different spot. And for some reason I forgot to unplug the HDMI cord and I completely ripped out one of the cords from my PC box. So there was just like a bunch of wire exposed. So I had like two screens out and then I messed up my HDMI adapter. It was a mess, but we got it all cleaned up. Not only that, but I bought a new mic as well. It's a little better than this one. It turns out I don't have the correct attachment for it, for the what you call it, the bar. Yeah, all my audio should be good. Anyways, if there is a slight echo, it'll probably fade off over time. Like I said, it was a little crazy. There. It should be better, I think. So today we had very choppy early morning, right? The opening range was set, but it was set in such a small little range. So we had, let me show you y'all. The high here was 766.80-ish this morning, and the low was 765.90. That was like a 90-cent range, right? I don't typically like taking the breaks on such small ranges. However, I decided to completely stay out this morning for now, and then we had that news on Iran. Something about apparently they removed all the mines or something. Yeah, they said the mines are cleared. I wouldn't necessarily trust that because then we're going to have a tanker go through there and it's just going to blow up. And then the oil market's just going to go. I am actually interested in shorting SPY here. I think it keeps going a little lower. Tech isn't that strong today. Tesla is pumping outside of its opening range. However, I don't see anything really positive until we break this this high here. If any of you guys have any questions on, certain tickers or just questions in general, feel free to put them in the chat. I wouldn't say SPY is necessarily about to rip. The problem here is we're still below. So you guys all know the strategy that I play, right? It's opening range high, opening range low, and then you have the pre-market low, which was here. And then you had, so you could say that we held the pre-market low on the higher time frames, right here. And then you have the pre-market high, which is up here. The problem right now is we're still below the opening range on SPY, so technically we remain bearish. There's no reason to go long until you get back into the range, right? Which is the only reason why I'm curious if this maybe heads a little lower. Also, I do think it's odd that the market's dumped on news that the mines were cleared. If anything, that should have been positive news. Let's take a look at some SPY puts. VZ swings are up 35% again today. I took 40% on those. What am I doing for NVIDIA earnings with calls? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go long on NVIDIA. I feel like NVIDIA's got it should be green, but I'm probably going to do call spreads. It seems like the smartest choice if I'm being honest. What I want here on SPY is to come back down. It's such a small range. It's like 60 cents. Ideally, you wouldn't trade this if you don't have some capital to scalp with, but ideally, we want to see this test again. It might be too late to get into them though. Let's see how much they're worth. You got the 465 that's worth 0.73. Tesla is outside its opening range though, and I don't really like Nvidia's back testing it slower. By the way, Nvidia finally green after 7 or 8 days in a row being red. It was making records. I think the last time we had seen it, it was 2020 or 2019 or something like that. It was before COVID, but just like consistently down over. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it was 7 days in a row. I don't think we see another red day today. I think I was too late on the SPY puts. It doesn't really matter because it's such a small. See how much those even went up. But they didn't even go up much. Okay, this is a problem. This is going to be a huge problem if I want to trade this. The problem is too, I can't really convince myself to go long. Just because we're still below the opening range. I do find it interesting that Tesla's up here too. If Tesla can break, then the market is going to find some. Take profit or ride on Meta 570. Oh, it's probably best to take profit on those, if I'm being honest. Because those are up, well, they were up a little bit, but probably best to take some profit. Place the stop loss at break even. Let's take a look at oil. Let's take a look at VIX. Oil is down 3% today. It's so odd because, I mean, I wasn't in any trade, but I do think it was really odd that oil shot up and the market dropped on news of the mines being cleared. I thought that would have been like a bullish, I don't know. Do you think that SPY bouncing off yesterday high is entry for puts? Yes, it could be. I talked about this in Discord actually. How are you talking about this high? Sorry, I thought you were referring to this high up here because we did reject that in the pre-market. I don't know. It could be. It's just such a small range. It's a 0.1% range right here, right? Literally scalping. Mine's being cleared means it's not negotiating its force. Yeah, I mean, it's one way of looking at it, I guess. MGB earnings lotto September 1st. Let's take a look. If it'll load. If it doesn't want to load. Maybe that's a sign saying no. What is going on with my trading view? Oh. Interesting. Tesla might actually break here, which means it probably has to go long on SPY. Let's give Tesla a shot. I think Tesla calls might actually work out. Probably go for the 362 for tomorrow, 362.50. $0.98. I'm waiting to see if this breaks right here on Tesla. If it breaks here on Tesla, then we'll go long. The video calls might be good here. It's curling up. Let's see. Yeah, but it's still in that opening range. I wouldn't go long yet. I'm gonna try the Tesla. I'm gonna try the Tesla 162.50 call. It's around like 100 right now. Only if it breaks out here, because if it breaks out, it's going to be big. For upside targets, we're going to want to target up here. Needs to clear this though. So far, so good. See if it keeps going. Should be a clean break. Should get up to 357 at least. The calls are already green. They're already up almost 20%. Definitely going to trim those if they go a little higher. Probably ideally 30%. We'll see though, because it isn't official until the 5-minute closes above, and we still have another minute. By the way, whoever's sitting in the video calls, good job. Those actually are going up. Come on, Tesla, keep going, keep going. If Nvidia is going up like this, and so is Tesla, then I don't know what's wrong with my trading view. Then it might be time to go spy. See, I missed it. I called both of those out perfectly. Spy puts and it's all right. We'll just take this. Okay, it's 20% on Tesla calls. Let's see if we can get 30%, 25%, 28%. No, don't stop. Give me 30%. Give me 30%. It's not that much. Go, 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 go. 28, 28. Okay. Do I take a little profit here? Take a little profit. I'll follow my rules. 20%, still up 23%. Take a trim. It was the Tesla, the 362 50 call. We're gonna take it. That's 30% right there. We shall take the trim. W's. Nice, everyone. That was good. Played the break. That was really good. That's 30% right there. 35%. Let it rip. Okay, it'd be nice to see 357. At some point today, I'm not saying it needs to happen in the next 10 minutes or so, but that's 35%. Okay, I'd like to see that keep going. Now for SPY, if the market does switch up here, so I'm going to go off the Tesla chart for a second. If NVIDIA can continue up to the top of the opening range here, right, which would be ideal, then we should see a jump in, it would be the NASDAQ, would be the stronger choice. NASDAQ is stronger right now. NASDAQ's actually coming back into the opening range. So there's two things here. One, we either reject off of this opening range level here, the low. Q's calls might be interesting. So now ideally a retest and then continuation. Because it does need that retest right here. I'm going to give QQQ a shot too. It's holding pretty well while Tesla pulls back. Let's go QQQ calls. Let's go for the NASDAQ or that's not the NASDAQ. Yes, sir. I'll check out MDB in just a second. The NASDAQ 711 calls. So I want to see it break back up into this opening range. 711 calls sitting around like 0.83, 0.80-ish. Oh, wow, that was jump. Nice. Okay. Yes. Woo! Okay. Good job, everybody. Please tell me you guys took those. We'll see if it keeps going, though. It's, I don't know. Was that news? What the heck just happened? Did I get in too early? Did I get too excited? I think I got too excited. Dude, this went up like... This went up to 127 like instantly. Okay, it doesn't matter. I wasn't able to take profit. Still the same plan. No, it's not laggy. It was like it was pumping as I was calling it out. It's fine. I haven't taken profit yet. I don't know if it's a rejection or what. Not seeing any news either, so that was strictly price action. There we go. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Now you can take profits. Definitely take profits now. Okay, there's no excuses there. That's green. That's at 120, 111, 112. Yep. No excuses. What is going on here? I think they're just battling. They're deciding whether or not they want to get, because if we get into this opening range, then it's like, it's up to here from here. It's up to here from here. It's up to the top of the opening range. That's nice though. Okay, I don't know. So there's a battle. There's going to be a battle here, and they're going to decide whether or not they want to stay in the opening range. Tesla went up again and then changed its mind. Yeah, there's a slight, I don't know if it's a huge delay. It should only be like 7 seconds, but you guys can follow it on X as well. I'm posting the entries on X and Discord. So the delay it isn't that much of a delay. Although I did hear that X, or not Spaces, what's it called? X live streams, like, they are a little better and not as delayed as YouTube. Yeah, it's 100% a scalping day. I think this is a nice curl. I think it does continue though. Even look at RSI. RSI is breaking out. I could be wrong. I could just give a death candle. But see if we get stopped at a break even on Tesla. Hopefully not. Holy chop though, bro. Well, we'd only take QQQ puts if we rejected off of the opening range here, which there's no rejection yet. This is interesting though. These two wicks, I don't like that. Definitely take quick profits though on your stuff because this is like a scalping day for sure. Okay, now we're back in the opening range. Yes, I am working on going live every day. I do want to do that. The problem is it's really hard to go, like if I'm being completely honest with all of you, it's really hard going live, trading live when you have price action like this, because there's nothing worse than having to watch somebody live stream scalping, in my opinion. I hate live streams where it's the analyst just like scalping away. I think it's completely miserable. And I don't want to do that to you all. So yes, I will try to live stream every day, and I will, you know, provide analysis and stuff, and I won't always be taking trades during all of the live streams, but it is a little tough when you have price action like this. So this is horrendous chopping, right? I wouldn't say short yet. We're still in the range, or still sitting right here at the range level. See how SPY's doing. Yeah, it's similar. Oh, this is 100% the price action of sell premiums. Take a look at they gave me another 70% off. Nice. What we can do though today is, if this price action keeps up, we can just go over like basic understandings of opening range, which we can do right now since I'm just waiting. Okay, I'm out of both trades, by the way. Even if it shoots up, it'll be without me. It's too choppy. Took some scalping profits, and that's it. We'll take a look at a couple other names and see if we can. Oh, that is a nice jump on meta. Weird, and it didn't drag. It didn't drag. What do you call it? Tesla now back into the range, so that didn't go anywhere. Great, so I only pulled in like 30% and 35% on Tesla and QQQ. Whatever. It's a good attempt. The QQQ puts are going to be up just as much as the calls were, so. So I think Meta can hit 570 tomorrow. It could hit it today, honestly. If enough bulls step in, this is a nice move. Right here. Back into the range, and then you get to the top of the range, and then you break a little bit. Yeah, it's easy. This isn't a really playable market right now. You could probably scalp to the downside as well. Like now Tesla should ideally, if this is a normal market on a normal day, the price would 100% come back down here to this level. But we are not in normal days, so I think if QQQ does try to break that again though, it would be worth going long again, only because once the bottom of the opening range is cleared, the top should be next, and that's a whole like $3 move to the upside. Oh, if you have till September 18th, you got plenty of time. I wish the market would just stop chopping. I would love to see better price action. Do I ever trade SNDK? Actually, what I do trade is I trade SNXX. It's the leverage. This is the one I trade though. And I've actually never taken options on this one, or maybe I took options on it for earnings, but I usually just play the shares. They moved crazy enough. Let me show you. Off the high right here, which was just a few days ago, a 40% move to the downside. Some options plays don't even go for that much. Yeah, it's the leverage. It's the, I think it's the 2 times. Yeah, 2 times. The double long SNDK daily. That's true. After NVIDIA earnings in Jackson Hole, things really should start moving a little better. Hopefully. The whole thing is, and I was talking about this in my live stream last week, investors don't know if the Middle East, like if we're in a full-blown war, if we're not in a full-blown war, we don't even know exactly if the numbers are coming back, are correct for like the oil tankers, the flow through the Strait of Hormuz. Those are a lot of things that we don't like officially know, because both sides are saying different numbers, and it's just difficult to piece stuff together. See, I just don't know if it gives more downside. Check the RSI. Probably go long on SPY. I'm gonna go for SPY calls. Yeah, SPY calls here. Oh, my bad. I checked MDB just a minute. SPY calls. The 765 at around 0.768. The 765 SPY call. That is what I'm going with. I just feel like there's more upside on this grind up. No, I'm out of QQQ. Trims and then stop loss moves to break even every time. That's what I said. It's like painful to even play this because we're scalping. It's like we're pulling in. Okay, 30% is nice, but like we're pulling in 30% and that's it. I only got 30% on both. Well, roughly 30% on QQQ and Tesla. Okay, and I get in right here. 0.60. Okay, I'm filled. 0.60. Nice. Now, let's see where this goes. I'm going to close this one because I'm done with Tesla. If we come back down to here, I'll add a little more. But I think we come and retest the top or the bottom of the opening range. Still pretty choppy though. Yeah, so you take profits on any options position and you always trim. So you take profit and then you move the break even up. The stop loss up to break even. Always, always. It doesn't matter because if you you don't always, like, especially when I day trade, we're not always picking the exact and perfect direction of the entire day. You're trying to catch that price for that. It could be like a 5-minute period. This is what makes us different than swing traders, right? I do both. I swing trade as well. But when we're day trading, we get our profits and we get out. That's how it works. Even memory's doing pretty well today, which is surprising because futures were down. Yes, usually I have a stop loss before going into the green for further out expirations. For 0DTE, it's really just as we play with the price action. Okay, SPY calls are slightly green. I'll probably go for, I hate to say it, 30% again on these. Follow a lot of traders who like your style. Thank you. My style is really simple. It doesn't, what I have learned, and this is a self-observation, right? I have learned that my success rate using my strategy isn't good on very choppy days, right? Which most strategies aren't that good, right? My strategy really depends. It really relies on opening range breaks and breakdowns, as well as testing previous day lows and highs, right? To make money on that strategy, you do need decent moves out of that range, right? The success rate is pretty high. It's a pretty high success rate for when it does work. I'm pushing almost, you guys can see the trading journal, specifically for indexes, it's pushing almost 80%. It might be slightly over 80% after this month, but it really relies on decent action. It needs some decent price action. It does not do well on days like today where we grind, right? And that is, of course, an overall, everyone suffers when 0DTE chops, right? Theta exists. That's when you sell options, right? I particularly don't like to sell 0DTE options. I think that's really risky, and I've actually had some really bad, risky experiences with that. But yeah, it's a simple strategy, but it does require movement. Sure. Tesla's coming back up here. We'll see if that continues. I probably won't play Tesla again. See, Nvidia is curling back up. I think the big reason why the market isn't taking off just yet, or even attempting a strong bounce, is because Nvidia is still. I mean, Nvidia is up a percent today, but it isn't up too much. Yeah, they're looking good. We're up 20% right now. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. 0DTE sucks. I had a really bad experience on okay, so we're up 25%. You guys can take trims on. Go ahead and take trims on the SPY calls. We can take trims because we're testing the previous day high again. I don't know if we'll break this, so I'm just going to take some profits. Move your stop losses up to break even. It would be cool if we do break higher, though. That's 30% right there. Okay, 30% trims. Nice job, everyone. As I was saying, the 0DTE selling options for me was really dangerous because one time I had sold a credit spread, right? And for those of you who don't know how credit spreads work, you need to stay in. We're almost up 40% now on SPY calls. Sorry, I just had my broke. Okay, I'm gonna trim. That's 40%. Good job, everybody. Well done, well done. So hold on, I'll continue my story as soon as I'm done. 45%. That's 45% on SPY. Good job. That was actually a lot better than I was expecting. I will take the win. Give me a second. I will continue my story. Nice. Okay, so ideally, before I continue, ideally we want to retest the bottom of the opening range right here. Okay, that would be ideal under the most bullish circumstances. Make sure you guys move your stop losses up to break even to the entry price, which was 0.60 for me. I don't know where you guys got in, but make sure you guys move it up. So for a credit spread, right? You need. I think I sold put credit spreads, and it's where you don't want the price to reach a certain level, right? You don't want it to close below. I know a decent amount of you know what that is. Basically, what I had done was I had bought 10 contracts, right? I bought 10 contracts with, what was it? It was like to profit $100, I had to risk $1,000, right? This is way on early in my career, so please don't judge me at all. This is not the same person, right? And I closed it, my broker. I was like, oh, these are fine. There's no way, right? It was on an FOMC day, and for some reason, I had not registered that it was an FOMC day. So I checked back at, let's see, I'm on West Coast, so I checked back, I think it was like 12:30 after Powell had given his speech, and I'm down like $800 on something that I was expected that I put, $1,000 on. I'm down 80% on this put credit spread, and I'm like, what happened? How did I lose this much on something that I was like statistically supposed to win? It's like a 10. It's under 10% possibility for me to have lost money, right? Ever since then, no credit spreads. No credit spreads on 0DTE. I'll play credit spreads, but not on 0DTE. I will not sell options on 0DTE. I just avoid 0DTE selling in general. It's scary. That was a traumatizing experience, dude. It wasn't as bad as losing $60,000 in a single week, or my SanDisk earnings play. Although I did have a decent amount of money to blow on the SanDisk earnings, which is fine. Claudia, those are going to be today. So I was having issues with Grok. Apparently Grok doesn't like talking to me. Because I said pick 10 winners, the first 5 winners, and it like never replied. So I have to manually go in there and pick them. Those winners will be announced, so don't worry. Time frame do I use to day trade? It is on the 5-minute typically. And I like just to watch the 1 minute just to see the levels closer. I am so sorry to whoever was asking me about MDB, yes. I will look at those right now. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. Okay, so for earnings here, you said these have earnings when? September 1st? Yeah. Let's see how they performed in previous earnings. So, good here. Good here. Good here. Oh wow, look at this. This is actually like a great historical. Well, we're not going to pay attention to that one. No, this is actually really solid. I'm actually kind of impressed here. SPY calls are up to 1.03. Take another trim. That should be close to 75. Yeah, it's 72%. So go and trim those again. So if we do like a historical look back here, this is actually pretty good. Didn't go so well here. Did go well here. Did go well here. It looks like these have some pretty strong moves. Let me pick the smaller one. 20%. Agree 40%. 30%. 30%. What's the implied move on this? Hold on, I gotta look up the implied move for this. This is crazy. Implied move of roughly 14% for its upcoming earnings announcement for September 1st. Well, I'm gonna lean calls. Let's see. So when it dumped into earnings here, it dropped. We fell into earnings here. We pumped. We fell into earnings here. We pumped. We fell into earnings here. Dumped. Pumped into earnings here. Dumped. Chopped into earnings. Pumped. Chopped into earnings. Dumped. But the earnings are always green. Like consistently. Look at this. Have they ever had a... Yeah, instinctively, I would just say go long. Instinctively. Price targets of 550. That seems like a really short, like not far price target at all. Like it could easily wipe that out on a... If these go for their average, which is weird because the implied move is 14%, but these typically move like 30%. So maybe like a butterfly or something, or like a condor. Yeah, so Jordan, if you're gonna play this one, this is the way I would do it. Not giving this as advice at all. This is the way I would do it. I would play some spreads on it, honestly, for the upside. So I do think the chances of a green earnings are, of course, pretty high. Should be good. You probably want to go for some spreads though. Those are going to be really expensive. That's over $400. You're looking at like almost like playing like an Avgo earnings or something. Speaking of Avgo, yeah, their earnings are coming up too. Mm-hmm. DKS for long term. Let's take a look. Spy calls still going. Let's take a look at our spy position real quick. If spy will load. Still going nicely. I think we're retesting. Boom. Look at that. Okay, I'm like, what? 2 cents off? But come on, guys. I called that pretty good, right? Did I call that pretty good? I called it pretty good, right? What did I say? The bottom of the opening range. That was easy. Okay, so you guys should have taken profit there. Q's back into the opening range again. Those calls are green. Tesla calls are also green. So it doesn't matter what play you got in so far this morning. I mean, you only got like 10% on Tesla calls and right now, and I think only up like 10% roughly on whatchamacallit, Q's as well. But it would be interesting to see if the Nasdaq can now make a move up to the top of the opening range. That would be ideal. But that's pretty good on SPY, honestly. If SPY even rejects here, I'm not mad at all. That was some pretty good. That was like, that's 100% right there. It's like 95% or so. Okay, I trimmed most of those. I'm happy. That's good. When you say trim, what percentage of contracts do you sell? Typically it is, hold on, let me post this on X real quick and then I'll explain it. Okay, so now we want to see ideally a break. If we break back into the opening range, I'll go for calls again. When you say trim, what percent of contracts do you sell? So typically anywhere from like 20 to 30%. I like to immediately cut about a third of my position, right? I'm a more of a consistent trader than like go for massive gains trader. Not saying that I've never tried that, but I'm just saying I like to consistently, you know, bring in a slow trickle of profits. So around 20 to 30%, I cut about a third of my position, and by the time I'm up to 50, anywhere from 50 to 70%, I'm out 2/3 of my position. And then anything above that, I basically just decide on how I'm feeling on the day. Bensi, the 30 is it 30 seconds? It should be like 7 seconds or 8 seconds lag. If it is lagging, the alerts on X and Discord are definitely live, very live. So you will see those much quicker. Even if I, you know, talk about the trim here, you know, 10 seconds later, you would have seen that trim easily. But by the time I'm at 100%, I've always almost taken like 90% of my profits by then. It's just a consistency thing, really. DKS. Oh, I'm sorry, dude. Let me check that out. Whoa, yeah, that's down bad today. What happened? Got fiscal 2027. Its guidance amid promotional countermeasures in footwear and apparel. Management cited weaker. Oh. It's funny. I was just there yesterday. And speaking of footwear, I just bought Nike shoes there, like a week and a half ago. So I'm doing my part. Obviously, it wasn't good enough. Man, I guess Clint wasn't good enough to bring up these earnings. How many contracts would you suggest for small accounts like 3K? Ooh, it depends on the price. If I'm going for like a, let's see, like a spy call around 100, right? 1.00. Probably like 3 contracts. If you're going to play safe for like a small account and you want to consistently grow that small account, probably like 3 contracts. How many trims do you typically plan to do on one given position? It's 20 to 30% is the first trim. Anywhere from 45 to 55, 60% is another trim. Then, of course, you have the 75% trim. Do me a favor, Wrangler, go to, if you're in Discord, you can see my increments that I trim in Discord. And if you don't have the Discord, you can go and look at the increments that I trim on X. Yeah, so here are the trims. I'll list the trims for you on Spy that I just did over the last, what was it, 5 minutes? Spy call trim at 0.72, which was 20%. Then we have the spy call trim at 45%. Then we have the spy call trim at 72%, and the spy call trim at 98%, which is that 100% threshold. So we're at like the 4, and from here you're only going to see me trim about 2 more times, roughly. Yeah, so Wrangler, you'll see if this keeps going, you'll see another trim about 2 more times. I don't know if this will continue though. Spy is so for DKS, I think this is a really nasty gap down, but I do think this gap will eventually be filled. I think we may see a little lower just for the momentum down, obviously. But I think this gap will eventually get filled. All these other gaps got filled. This one got filled. This one got filled. This one got filled. This one should get filled. Going back to Spy, though, I think we might be done with those. If we get another chance to take another position, then I will go for it. I don't know what's wrong with my trading view today. I'm gonna have a meltdown. I would look at IWM, but TradingView isn't loading. You know what? We'll do it manually. I wouldn't say short just yet. You signed out and it helped. I might have to do that. If IWM falls below the opening range here, then yeah. Do you enter on the 1 minute close or the 5 minute close above or below a level? 5 minute, always the 5 minute. Never, ever take a trade based on the 1 minute breakdowns. There are people that do this and they annoy me because they're the scalpers and they're the really annoying like guys that just trade ranges and then have a 5% play and be like, oh yes, my win rate is 95%. Like, yeah, dude, because you're taking like 5% profits. I find that 20 to 30% is a very comfortable range to take profits for scalping. I hate the traders, especially all the guys on X that like flaunt their massive, which they're not actually really making money. But they flaunt like massive gains on like a 5% move in the options price, which is like nothing. That can happen in literally. It can happen literally in like 10 seconds, less. Let me ask another way. Do you allot certain percentage of your position for each trim level? Yes. Wrangler, sorry, I explained that earlier. I'll go over it again just to recap what I was saying. But basically, from anywhere from like 20 to 30%, I typically like to take off a third of my position. Right. I typically don't like to. I trim more in the lower end than I do in the higher end. Right. And this is a very normal trimming behavior for a lot of the analysts, right, that you'll come across. You usually trim heavier in the lower end than you would in the higher end. So anywhere from like 20 to 30%, I'm out about a third of my position. By the time we reach 75%, I'm out about roughly a little over 2/3 of my position. No worries, Wrangler. It's people are coming in and out of the stream. We've got a lot of people in here right now. But by the time we're at 75%, 70%, 75, I'm out 2/3, even a little over, depending on the price action. Like on a choppy day, I'm really grateful for like 70%. 70% is fantastic on a choppy day. The fact that we pulled in almost, 98%, 100% just a second ago is really impressive for a choppy day like today. So I'm not going to complain. So yeah, anywhere from 20 to 30%, I'm out a third of my position. Anywhere from 50 to 70%, I'm out 2/3 of my position. And by the time we're at 100%, I'm out about 90% of my entire position. I don't hold. I think I should clarify this more often too in my Discord. Nobody's ever complained about it because I'm really honest with my entries. But when you see me trim at like 150%, 200%, 300% on some of these, I'm taking off maybe like, 4 or 5 cons for my sizing. That is, 4 or 5 cons is like nothing for my sizing. But typically, anything over 100% is always a runner. It's automatically a runner. I was watching IWM here because I did notice that there was some weakness just a second ago, and if the opening range low was being rejected off of QQQ and SPY, so let me demonstrate. Allow me to demonstrate. Clint too rich for them contracts. That is not true. I played way too... This is ridiculous. I need to sign out. That is not true. Hello? This is frustrating. Okay, we're gonna hold up. We're gonna reboot up TradingView. Okay. Let's try this again. But considering how bad price action has been over the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've actually been doing pretty well. Like, I'm not one to absolutely brag about myself, but I've been able to consistently pull in. This is ridiculous. I've been able to consistently pull in, pretty decent gains on the indexes. And that's not even necessarily trading the ranges. I haven't even taken a range trade in a while. That was all based on the opening range breakouts, and the high and low of pre-markets. I think the big thing is over the last, because we went through this forget when it was. We went through this similar period of nothing but pure chop. It was about, I think it was before the dump in April. I want to say it happened in March or February. I don't remember. Where we went through this period where it was really choppy, right? And my win rate was really bad during that period. This time around, I made an adjustment with myself, right? And I'm 25 years old, right? I'm still young. I'm still also learning myself, and applying the changes, that are needed for me to become successful in my career. This time around, what I decided to do was really be patient, right? I wanted to be really patient during this chop and not jump in, right? There are a couple swing trades that I probably could have avoided during this period. I could have avoided going long on SanDisk. Probably could have avoided a lot of MU trades. Definitely could have avoided more index still within the opening range plays. There's a lot of changes I could have made, but I am much happier with myself this time around with this market chop than it was a few months ago. Guys, for some reason, my trading view is like really off today. We might have to do some charting based on ES and NQ instead of SPY and NASDAQ, which is fine because it's going to be the same movement. We just might not see an accurate opening range and low. Better PA in September. Chandler, I hate to break it to you, but September is historically bearish. Over the last 11 years, I think it's 10 or 11 years, I forget where the study is. I'll probably have to post that to X. Over that period, we've seen a really bearish September, always. I think it's like on average, the NASDAQ goes down 2% or something. So, to answer your question, better PA in September, it would be nice, even if the market is dumping in September, it would be nice if we actually get like some decent moves during the days. I would like more intraday, movement. Okay, we're gonna trade this. Just a second. Yeah, sorry folks. This is frustrating. I don't know what's wrong with TradingView today. It's really unfortunate. All right, give me a couple minutes. I'm starting this up one more time. But maybe it needs an update. I don't know. Yeah, that's also true. The midterms in the Iran war is really screwing things over, right? As I was stating, I think it was, it was earlier in the stream today. I was talking about it. How a lot of investors are uncertain of like whether we are in a full-blown war in Iran, or we're just like this is another like Cold War situation, or we don't even necessarily trust the numbers that are coming out of there. I'm seeing numbers for like 400% increase in the Strait of Hormuz movement, right? And then I see, sorry, I'm really active with my hands. And then that was weird. I should. The thing is, a lot of investors we don't know exactly what's going on over there. It's really hard because you have Iran saying one thing, and then you have the U.S. saying another thing. Obviously, we trust more what the U.S. says sometimes. But for some reason, there's hardly any transparency on what exactly is going on in Iran. Okay, I got TradingView back up. Okay, we're just gonna have to stick with yes. Yeah, there's no doubt that throughout all of this, the U.S. is definitely gonna make sure that Iran will be humiliated and that Iran won't. There's no way that Iran wins this either way. Iran's not winning any war here. at least against the US, right? The US, if the US wants to just simply back out and leave, we can. And then Iran will declare victory, and it will by no means be a victory for Iran after their, infrastructure has been absolutely decimated. The currency garbage, they may still have control over the Strait of Hormuz at the end of all of this, but I don't think this is a win for them at all. Breakdown Sniper just went short on IWM, but I can't search up IWM. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try this. Watch this. Watch this. I don't understand. It's really weird. Well, he went short on IWM, so we'll see. See where the market goes from here. Sorry, let me answer some of your questions. Full boards for a month? No, definitely no. We can if we take we could do like an 11 flips. Take your $100 to $1 million. I think you only need 11 flips for that. Do the math. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh no, that's only. Okay, so you need 13. You need 13 flips for that to happen. Yeah, I'm about to go for the browser version in a second if this keeps tripping. For NVIDIA, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do spreads. We're going to do some spreads on NVIDIA calls, but we won't take those till tomorrow. I'll tell you what though, if NVIDIA earnings aren't good, this market's going to be ugly. Which would be really interesting because imagine that they do dump NVIDIA earnings, right? And historically, September is really bearish. What if it sparks the dump into September? That would be interesting. Let's look through. Okay, so Breakdown Sniper is short on IWM right now. I think Mark did pretty good on Tesla today. Yeah, Mark played Tesla. Mark played Meta. I think he swung some Meta. Meta was up 100% for Mark, and then Valerie is doing her thing. She's making money on Cypher. I don't know if Zenith played anything today. Oh, I read that headline wrong. Iran has been notified that any ship or boat placing new mines will be immediately and systematically destroyed. I read that completely wrong. Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot more sense. When will you do the giveaway on the 25K funding account? That's going to be today. It was supposed to be last night, but I chose Grok, right? It was like 11:30 my time last night. And I'm like, hey, Grok, pick the winners, right? Grok doesn't reply to me. So then I text it again and it still hasn't replied to me. So not only does Grok not want to talk to me, looks like Tesla calls just went green again. Okay, so it doesn't matter where you got in today. If you played Qs with me, if you played Tesla with me, QQQ and Tesla are both up 10% right now. Hi Clint, you think you will be able to catch anything soon? I think I might go for calls again. So a break above here, and we'll go for calls. This is the same on SPY, by the way. For those of you wondering, it's the same. This is where SPY gets its price action from, right? It gets it from ES. Until SPY decides to load for me. We're just gonna stick and trade. We'll chart ES for now. Basically, what I'm waiting for is we're all gonna wait for this to break right here, which it might do right now. And then on deck would be the 766 calls on SPY around 0.50 to 0.40-ish. I'm not in them. I'm not in them yet. That's just what I'm watching. I'm just watching them. I think we'll get another chance to go for calls here. Sorry, this is what I've been watching though. Is this move right here. MSTR short. I 100% agree with you. Yes, short that company. I don't know why I hate them. I just hate them for some reason. I hate Michael Saylor. That's who I hate. Okay. Chandler, you can still enter if you want. You can go to my X, and then you'll see a post about the 25K for options funding, and just go comment, like it, and comment Altori. For those of you that are in the stream and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. You guys get notifications for when I do start. Eventually, we will be streaming on X and YouTube at the same exact time, so it'll give more of you an opportunity to watch. Either stream, whatever is more convenient for you. But please subscribe, like if you want to. If you don't want to like it, and you don't like me, that's fine. I completely understand. You hate Sailor too, but December long calls are very happy. Not gonna lie, MSTR has actually had a really nice move up over the past week. I can't convince myself to go long. I can't do it. What candle pattern am I using? I'm not using a candle pattern right now. Simply right now, we're just waiting for a break above this level. And then we'll wait for the 5-minute close, and then we'll go long, and we'll target up here. Which is the same on SPY, because on SPY, this should be the top of the opening range on SPY. Hey, Grok might pick you if Grok wants to reply to me someday, Haven't even checked my X yet. The hateful comments from the 100% SPY calls are definitely going to be there. No, I'm just messing around. We'll see if it holds. BTC do be flying last week. I think it'll keep flying too. I think it'll go up to 90K. Hey, when it broke 70, I said 90K by the end of August. I said it would be cool. I didn't say it would happen, but definitely creeping up there. Netflix is slowly grinding up. Netflix is actually one of my favorite going into for closing the year out. I think Netflix has a lot of potential to the upside. I don't want to be a degen and just like jump the gun and go for calls now. We're going to stick with the plan. We're going to be good traders. Need an admin to keep up with all your platform posts and you just trade. I know. We're still relatively new on here. That is a good point, Texas Boy, though. I do need somebody. Maybe I'll get Mark to do it. Guys, shout out to Mark in the Discord, our admin. Absolutely phenomenal.
And it's not just his trades. Mark does a lot of our like behind the scenes admin stuff, and he's got his own small team as well. Just amazing. It's incredible how fast Altori has been able to adjust to the, you know, crazy amount of numbers coming in so quickly. Really impressed with our team. The exciting news though is by the end of this week we should have the Altori landing page up. So not the algorithm Altori system site isn't ready yet, but the Altori landing page will be up, and that's going to have a ton of learning content on it. NASDAQ up, QQQ and SPY up. Yeah, so it's ES here. We watch ES for SPY, and then we watch NQ, which is this one, for the NASDAQ, or QQQ. Are those other people you named Altori? Yes, those are our Altori. We have a very large Altori team. For those of you that aren't in the Discord, we've got Mark, who's our admin. I'm not sure if you are familiar with Valerie. Valerie has she has a substantial following on X. But she sells options. She's also partnered with us. We have Breakdown Sniper, who's actually really good at catching very early market moves in the early mornings. Sometimes before even I put out an alert. I like to trade. I like to catch an opening range break within 15 minutes, 20 minutes of market open. Breakdown Sniper already has a 200% play 5 minutes after market open. It's insane. Then obviously we have Mark. Mark's amazing. Everybody loves Mark. JPM is actually from he's got his bot in a lot of other Discords, right? He's not officially partnered with any Discord. It would be cool if he partnered with ours, but one of the most consistent analysts I've seen on Discord throughout the years. And then last but not least, we obviously have Zenith. Zenith has been with me for forever. Bro is definitely one of the best traders I've ever come across. He's so good at long-term trading as well. Yeah, love that guy. But that's our team. We're constantly building as well, finding new influencers to partner with us from X. It's an ever-evolving group. But you got to think, Altori really has been, I think it's since January. Just absolutely exploded. Even on X, for me, on X I was under 8,000 followers in January, and I'm pushing over 80,000 now, I think. I wrote up a post on that too. Very slightly rejecting here. Patience is key. I wouldn't call that a big reject, but it's a rejection. This is not fun to watch. I'll put it that way. Let's look at QQQ calls. I wonder if... Huh. That's tempting. It's really tempting. No, I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna follow. I'm gonna be patient. My background. I just joined the community yesterday. I've been trading for 6 years. We're on my 7th year. Yeah. Officially full-time, I've been trading full-time for 4 years. Started out my career trading swings only, and then I started to dabble with day trading. And the first index that I was really focused on, and some of you, I think very few of you here, I can't remember, I don't know how many are in Altori, but some of you here are from an old group called House of Traders, and that's where I started my career on Discord. Many of you know me I started out trading Qs, right? That's all I traded was QQQ. And I should have gone long there, for the record. I was watching calls, and those calls are already up like 30%. Anyways, it's just really choppy. I started out in House of Traders, right, as a QQQ trader, and then I adjusted to my pivot strategy in 2023. I adjusted to my pivot strategy and began trading SPY. Then from there, I began applying my pivot strategy to a lot of the... wow, I should have gone long. Sorry. Hindsight. Yeah, I began trading a lot of the Mag 7, and then I kind of expanded into smaller companies and trading those as well. Those didn't go so well. So then I went back to trading the indexes and started trading SPY again. And then I found a strategy that applied very well to both SPY and QQQ. And then here I am today. It's been a really long journey, but a lot of you guys, some of you would remember me from House of Traders back in 2021 is when I started my analysis over there. And then 2022, I swapped to being a full-time trader over there. I worked for Mr. L, great guy. I haven't talked to him in a really long time, but fantastic guy. He runs that community over there, and he really played a big role in helping me become a better trader myself. How many times have you blown up your account before you got better? Oh, so many times I can't even count. I was just like the rest of you guys. It's inevitable. You have to go through the suffering in order to become successful at this. As for like how many times I blew my account, I don't know. Probably under 10. Yeah, definitely under 10 times in my first year or so. Because I didn't have as much capital to start with at first. Yeah, probably a little under 10. Probably like 8 or 9 times. The biggest one, though, was blowing $60,000 in like 5 days. That was by far the worst one. I know a lot of you guys have heard that story, but for those of you who don't know that story, basically, I tried trading SPX options for the first time ever. And for those of you who don't know SPX volatility, it will completely destroy you if you do not pick the correct direction and you decide to hold throughout chop. So yeah, I blew 60,000, but that was my biggest loss, $60,000 in a week. I'm keeping my focus on SPY because I think SPY is better. You in AZ, Phoenix, Scottsdale. I'm in Arizona. I'm in more southern Arizona, though. Okay, if this dips a little further, I'll try QQQ calls. The worst is if you hit SPX big and you want that dopamine again. So many people don't understand this. When you get that first win on SPX and it just like, you pump like $100, $200, $300 on something, that you put maybe like $200 on, the dopamine is insane. So then that dopamine is always there. So every time you take SPX, you like expect it, or like, you know, you're really craving it. It really turns into like a drug. I'm not gonna lie. SPX options, I swear, they are like a drug. All right, let's try some QQQ calls, like 0.70. We'll target a new break up here. We'll target a high up here. 0.67, 68. Go light on these. Don't go heavy. These are going to be 0 DTE, really risky trades. So do not go heavy on these ones. I don't want you guys to blow your gains. More of the, I wouldn't say like full lotto, but definitely play light on this one. I'll just put it as being not heavy. Basically, we're just going to try to catch a dip here. 0.55. Okay. I am in here at around 0.50 to 0.55. Anywhere within that range. It's the 7-11 QQQ call. It's the same ones that we had earlier. They're just back down. $7-11 QQQ calls. We'll see if this heads back up. See, that's why we were smart and we were patient on ES, because it did break here, but I just felt like it wasn't strong enough. Some of you guys not have mics. Just watching my facial expressions. Low key, that'd be entertaining. Okay, so we'll see if it goes back up. Not too high of an expectation on this one, and we will have a stop loss, so we're going to monitor this one closely. It's a choppy day, so I'm expecting a continuation in chop, and actually we're already almost up 20%. See if it keeps going. Guys, did I catch it again? Did I catch it again? As it's already 30%. If it keeps going, that would be awesome. Yeah, so we're just scalping for fun here. Take some profits. 0.72. It's up almost 40%. That is 40% right there. 0.75. 0.77. Take profits. Take your money and go. W's, everybody. W's, please. W. W's in the chat. Let's see if we keep going up, though. Because we could very easily reject here and then try to go for a low down here. But I did have a feeling that we were going to bounce right there. Upside target, though, to fully close out these calls would be relatively close to up here somewhere. Probably even be out pretty well if we get up to here. This is so funny that we're trading NQ. for QQQ. Trading view is so stupid, dude. So stop loss is going to be at break even. If we have to scalp this, then that's fine. But make sure your stop loss is at break even. So anywhere like this, definitely definitely shouldn't let these go below 0.5. But we really are scalping. Yeah, if you missed it, don't worry about it because we're just scalping, and we aren't too heavy anyways in these. I wouldn't sweat over not participating in this trade. It's a scalp. Like, yeah, I made 40. What did I make? 40%, but like it wasn't that much money. 50%. It wasn't too much. Will you live trade daily? Yes, I am gonna try to live trade daily. Yeah, see, it's a scalp. See, I feel uncomfortable when a lot of you guys miss it. That's what I'm saying. This doesn't matter because it wasn't heavy. But if this was like an actual legitimate setup and it was heavy play and a lot of you guys missed it, I would feel bad, right? And I wouldn't be like one of those crappy guys on X. It's like, oh, you missed the exact bottom with me. There was plenty of time. Like, yeah, there was time, but like not enough time to open the broker, select the strike, enter. This one doesn't count though. Yes, on YouTube. Tesla? Am I missing Tesla? Don't tell me Tesla calls are up 100%. I'm gonna trip. You know what? I have to check my broker. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, they're only up 45%. Okay. Wait, that still is more than when I got in. I hate choppy days so much, dude. So much. %60 on Tesla. Nice job. Remember, stop loss is at break even on these QQQ calls. And that's all I got. I hear what you're saying, but do you think today will only be scalping? Right now, yeah, this is a scalper's market. 100%. I forgot I can't search. This is not, see this range right here? This is not nice. That is not pretty. We can go to ES too, even like, it's a grind up, right? Especially after that dip this morning. It's a grind up, but this is annoying. This is so annoying. This is not like a consistent, oh, let's time the bottom or relatively the bottom and buy calls and just let them print for 300% like they did yesterday, right? Okay, I'm out of QQQ calls. Okay, out of QQQ calls. You live trade here or on Discord? It's here on YouTube. What I will be doing is I will be streaming to X as well. Honestly, I could probably go to I could probably do Discord, X, and YouTube at the same time, but the problem is there's going to be lag. I can't search Tesla, but yeah, Tesla calls are now up 60% if you took those from earlier this morning. Which is not bad if you decided to hold. be done now. I don't have the patience to sit through this chop. NVIDIA 230 possible. Yeah, I think 230 is possible. I would grab it for you, but TradingView is out for me today. I think here's my prediction. So before I end the stream, I'll make a prediction of what I think is going to happen. I think so. There's going to be two possibilities. One, NVIDIA earnings are bad, right? NVIDIA earnings are bad, and we see a dump, and then throughout September, if we look historically, the month is typically red, right? That would make sense with NVIDIA dumping on earnings, and then the market continues to fall during September, right? And then we would obviously bounce later in the year. I do think closing out the year, we will have a strong rally. But if NVIDIA has red earnings, September is definitely going to be red. The other possibility is NVIDIA has a really, bullish, fantastic, great earnings, and the market will continue to climb. I think we'll see NVIDIA. I think we'll see a green NVIDIA, in my opinion. Yeah, it's just going to keep chopping. I'll take a look at DK. I think DKS will provide an opportunity to go long. It's just not right now, right? TradingView shot. DKS will provide an opportunity to go long. Not yet, though. For the NASDAQ, though, if we're looking at the NASDAQ for the rest of the day, if we lose this here, we're going to see more downside. For upside, I would target right here. And for SPY, I'm not going to do SPY, but I can do here. I think going out in towards the close today, I do think we'll see a move up in the market. But we'll see. This chop is absolutely horrible. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here. I can't bear to watch this. By the way, the QQQ calls are at break even, and the SPY calls earlier from this morning are up 50%. Tesla calls are up 60%. So it doesn't matter where you guys got in this morning. You guys should be green. With that being said, I'm gonna be done today. I don't have the patience to watch this chop. If you guys do have questions, or you guys want to join my Discord, or by the way, there's plenty of free content in my Discord, right? Altori provides a lot of learning content for free. We got Dragon, we've got some of my alerts there. We've got Breakdown Sniper, and a lot of futures plays as well. maybe we see one more move up here. But if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you guys get alerts when I do start my videos. Like the video if you want. If you don't like it, then I understand that you hate me. Yeah. Awesome. Hope you guys all made some good money. That was a good morning. Pretty good for the chop. Not gonna lie. I may be back on later towards Power Hour for a couple other swings that we'll take. I do want to take a look at Walmart calls today, along with taking care of my VZ swings and my HPQ calls. Netflix calls might actually also be good. If you want to join any of my groups, just find the links in my X profile or here on YouTube. I have links here on YouTube that can direct you to the Altora groups, to my X page, to Zenith's X page. All of the information is there. Yeah, thanks everybody. The giveaways will be handled later today, so just keep an eye out for those as well. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Make sure you don't burn a lot of your contracts on this chop. I hate to see you guys lose money with the price staying in one place and your options contracts just deteriorating with time. So don't let that happen.